I really think I'm losing it, and let me tell you why. Because keep in mind, I don't get to watch what's going on, but I do have a listening device. So as I'm at work, I'm listening to what's going on, and the coroner who was on the set, the coroner who was on the witness stand today, was he not perfectly cast? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, this is a hoax. Whoever picked him for the role of the coroner, I mean, great casting. Now, I'm sure people know that he's for real, and I'm sure there are people who actually know him. But man, getting back to the fact that I listen, I noticed I heard Mary Had a Little Lamb. Somebody was whistling that during Conrad Murray, in the beginning, Conrad Murray's recording of what he, when he was telling the detective what he remembers. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the whistling of the Mary Had a Little Lamb had to do with when he was actually talking about going in and telling Catherine and then going in and telling the children. Or no, I think it was when the children wanted to go see Catherine. That's when I started to hear the whistling of Mary Had a Little Lamb in the background. And I just thought, well, let's just say that might be a clue, and if it was a clue, what would it mean? And, I'm not real good at this stuff. There's so many people that are so much more better, but the interesting thing about Mary Had a Little Lamb is that there is controversy about the origin of it. There are some people that say this person wrote the entire thing, and this person wrote the entire thing, or this person wrote the first stanza and somebody else wrote the rest of it. And isn't it interesting, all the stories that we heard about Frank DeLeo and Randy Phillips going in and telling the children, or Frank DeLeo and Amir Williams going in and telling the children, or Dr. Murray going in. I mean, Catherine said that Dr. Murray told her that Michael had passed away. Dr. Murray said he went in with another doctor who told her that. So, a lot of controversy as to the origins of that story as well. But the other interesting thing about it is, what's with the food and the eating? I mean, do you remember when This Is It was coming out, and everybody was concerned about Michael eating? And all we heard about were the meals that people were pushing on him, and then Kai Chase going and making lunch after Conrad Murray panicked and said, "Howard, get security." And here, obviously, the kids have gone to the hospital with, the ambulance and their dad. And in the deposition, Conrad Murray said that the kids were in another room eating. Yeah, that would be the first thing I'd want to do, is eat while my dad was being worked on. I mean, it just seems so strange, but sometimes life is stranger than fiction. I am going to bring up the autopsy picture, which I didn't get to see until just recently. If that picture is really Michael Jackson, then the man we saw in This Is It couldn't have been Michael Jackson, because the Michael Jackson in This Is It had much more muscular thighs than what we see on that stretcher. And, I'm just taking a guess that the guy was in pretty good shape, and he should have had much more muscular arms. If the picture is really Michael Jackson, then people have been right all along. Then the Michael Jackson that was in This Is It couldn't have been really Michael Jackson. So I guess what I'm saying is, person in Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson in This Is It, couldn't possibly have been the same Michael Jackson in that autopsy picture that we saw. It just couldn't have been. I just don't see enough muscle tone there. Think about it. Look at any dancer's body. But what do I know?